Hey guys, what's going on? Brian Danuff here for Baseball Essential, coming at you today with a video talking about the New York Yankees and specifically Alex Rodriguez. I know what you're probably thinking. Hey, it's 2014. A-Rod suspended. He's probably not coming back. What's the point of this video? But if you were looking through the news yesterday, you would know that Alex Rodriguez has dropped his final lawsuit, and that would be against the Yankees team doctor, Christopher Ahmad, and the New York Presbyterian Hospital or Medical Center. And this lawsuit was the final one, as I said. Of the other ones Rodriguez had filed and dropped, against Bud Selig, Major League Baseball, the Major League Baseball Players Association. It was, as you know, a very ugly mess this past winter, but the arbitrator, Frederick Horowitz, decided to suspend A-Rod for all of 2014, uphold basically the original suspension. It's kind of weird. People always say, well, it was reduced from 211 to 162. The only reason it was 211 because it just would have suspended A-Rod for all of last season. But he appealed, and he came back, and he played last season, and albeit pretty mediocrely, but he did help the Yankees lineup late in the season. But sure enough, he is out for all of this season. And the Yankees probably could use his bat right now, but they are starting to heat up, and I'll get to them, as they are right now in a little bit. But just wanted to kind of give my thoughts about Alex Rodriguez because, this lawsuit wasn't nearly as big of a story as, him storming out of the courtroom in November and going on Mike Francesa's show and claiming he was innocent of everything he was accused of doing. This isn't a big story. This isn't really being talked about that much. But it does say a lot, in my opinion. I think it has way more ramifications than we really think it will right now. Of course, I'm not happy to still be talking about Alex Rodriguez. This is the first time I've heard about him in a while, though. I mean, he has kept pretty quiet. He has just been serving a suspension and really keeping it on the down low. So props to him for being able to stay quiet. And, I mean, this is a positive thing for him, certainly. But in my opinion, it says quite a few things about him and this whole thing, this whole biogenesis thing. So, first, I just wanted to say that with him dropping all the lawsuits, now he is completely free of all legal trouble, which is a smart move by him. But it basically confirms if there was any A-Rod, apologists or supporters, I don't see how they exist right now. I mean, there's no way of denying at this point that A-Rod is guilty of probably almost everything Major League Baseball accused him of. Of course, the original thing was, hey, he bought and used performance-enhancing drugs that he got from Tony Bosch and Biogenesis. Then you heard that he was tampering with evidence, and he paid people off, and he was willing to pay people off, and trying to tie up loose ends. And, throughout last season, I just didn't want to believe any word of it just because I didn't know what to believe because there were so many conflicting stories and so many different reports out every single day. It was hard. If you had a concrete opinion on it last season, I mean, props to you. I don't know how you would have came up with one. It was hectic and it was insane, and I had no idea what was going on. But of course, it seemed like the dust had settled when A-Rod dropped the lawsuits and accepted a suspension. But what that means, unfortunately, is that if there were any A-Rod fans, guys, he clearly is just trying to avoid getting caught. I mean, he technically did, but he hasn't gotten into any legal trouble, because he's probably certainly would have lost almost every single lawsuit, and he probably would have been exposed to be even more of a cheat and more of a terrible person than he already is perceived to be. So, with him dropping lawsuits, it's a good move, but I'm surprised people aren't more talking about how this basically just confirms everything we've been thinking, and that he did use performance-enhancing drugs again. He did he was a close friend of Tony Bosch, and he did use drugs, and he probably did some pretty bad things to destroy evidence and tamper with it, and MLB did some bad things as well. There's no denying that, but I think that's what stands out to me the most, is that this is just confirming that what Alex Rodriguez has been perceived to be and to have done should now be taken as a fact. So that's my main point. And secondly, maybe more importantly at this point, because who really cares what he's done? I mean, it is what it is. There's no changing it. But something that could be changed or could be different by the time next season rolls around is my belief that A-Rod is coming back. I think there's no doubt about it right now, with him dropping the lawsuits, that he is focused on playing baseball, and that is his sole focus, and he wants to stay in shape, work out, get ready to return to the Yankees next season. And the craziest thing of all is I really think the Yankees are going to allow him to do so. I really, really do. I mean, first off, I think there's no doubt about it that Alex Rodriguez can still be a productive hitter at age 39 next season. As I said, last year he was a pretty good contributor to the Yankees lineup in the 44 games he played. 7 home runs, 19 RBIs. Yeah, he batted .244, but he got on base, and he got a nice amount of hits, and he really did give that lineup a boost that was really in need of one, of course. I mean, they had Alfonso Soriano at the time who was surging, but A-Rod was a big part of that late September push that ultimately fell short. And, he, as he himself said, he was looking forward to getting a full year off to rest and fully heal and fully recover, and he's always been a tremendous athlete, PED enhanced or not. And I'm confident that he'll be in shape and he'll at least be ready. He'll be ready to play. He will report to spring training, and he will be there at least to try and see if he can still play. Now, there's no guarantee, as I'm saying now, there's no guarantee that he will be still able to hit major league caliber pitching. That's always a big possibility. Maybe he hits 100 in spring training and just looks completely overmatched, and at that point, I expect the Yankees to cut him or to do something, a buyout, or just to trade him for some. I don't know if they're ever going to get anything for him. I don't know if any other major league team would want him at this point. But if he's bad in spring training, he won't play for the Yankees. But if he's at least respectable, if he at least isn't terrible, I don't see why the Yankees wouldn't bring him to New York and bring him on the opening day roster, because Brian Roberts and Kelly Johnson, unless they do some spectacular things in these next 3 months, are not going to be back next season. The only true third baseman that's going to be a free agent and could be good enough would be Pablo Sandoval, and he's demanding a huge contract, and the Yankees are simply not going to go there. And Derek Jeter is retiring as well, so you have, again, holes everywhere in the infield, except for Mark Teixeira at first base, if he stays healthy and if he does finish out the year productive. But even he could still be a question mark. So the Yankees are in need of infielders, and even at 39, I'm pretty confident A-Rod could still play third base. He made some nice plays last season. The Yankees have Derek Jeter at shortstop at 40 years old, which is even tougher position, and he's still doing respectably. I mean, he's not making the incredible plays, but he's making the plays he needs to make. That's the most important thing. His fielding percentage is where it always has been. So, I mean, I don't think there's any doubt that A-Rod could play third base if needed. And the fact is the Yankees are going to need someone at third base, and I don't see how their best option isn't Alex Rodriguez. So I think the Yankees need him. I think A-Rod is willing to play and definitely wants to play. And, they have 3 years and $61 million left on that contract. And at this point, you at least just want to get some production out of him. You wouldn't want to just eat the money, because then it's not it's not really helping anyone. As long as A-Rod is just doing somewhat well, even if he's making $25 million a year, you know what? He's still doing something for your team than rather if you cut him and then he isn't playing at all and you're just paying him paychecks for doing absolutely nothing. So that's my reasoning behind it. I don't think the Yankees necessarily want Alex Rodriguez, the person, to be back, but they could sure use Alex Rodriguez, the player, even at 39. So that's my second biggest thing from all of this is that I think it, first of all, A-Rod's guilty, but number two, A-Rod is coming back and will be back with the Yankees next season. So moving on, I just want to talk about the Yankees real quick in the present. And they've been doing better of late. They just swept the Blue Jays, one of the best teams in baseball. They won last night on a walk-off home run by Carlos Beltran against the Orioles to win 5-3. They were down 3-2 in the ninth. Beltran came up and hit a long home run into left field seats, and that was a big moment for him. Maybe a season-changing win for the Yankees, you never know. But they've been playing well regardless, over the last week or so. So that's been good to see. Of course, they've been ravaged by injuries once again. 3/5 of their rotation wiped out. CeCe's out till August. Pineda's probably out till August. Nova's done for the year, Tommy John surgery. But, you've seen guys like Chase Whitley and David Phelps really step up. Tanaka, of course, has been unhittable and just everything you could ever ask for and more. He's definitely, I wouldn't doubt that he gets nominated for Cy Young, MVP, and Rookie of the Year all in one. And I wouldn't argue with too many people who would say he should win all three. At this point, he's been amazing. He should start the All-Star game for the American League without a doubt. A lot of people go by track record and history when naming the best pitcher in baseball. I think in the American League, it's almost definitely at this point Masahiro Tanaka. You could try and give respect to Max Scherzer or a pitcher who's been around longer. But this season, Tanaka has been the best pitcher in the American League. Stats will basically prove it, and it's just been amazing to watch. Offensively, the lineup is getting better. Jacoby Ellsbury has gotten back on track. Brett Gardner's having a career year. Carlos Beltran, as I just said, is heating up with that walk-off last night. Brian McCann's doing well. Mark Teixeira is staying healthy and picking up a few RBIs every other game, so that's good to see. Solarte has cooled off, but he's still doing pretty well. Finishing with the captain, Derek Jeter, turning 40 years old in a few days, has been a serviceable shortstop and has hit 270, 275, and has gotten on base. I have no complaints. I really don't. People have been calling for him to be moved down in the lineup and dropped to the 8 or 9 spot, and while I don't disagree, I don't see who else you put up there. I mean, no one else is hitting better than him average-wise who isn't already at the top of the lineup. Ellsbury and Gardner. Gardner leads off, Ellsbury bats third, and Solarte has really cooled off and is right there with Jeter as far as slash lines are concerned, and I see no reason to drop Jeter in the order, and I've been just very satisfied with his play. For 40 years old, he's playing every day, he's making the plays he needs to at shortstop, and he's hitting. He's hitting enough, and 275 is not bad by any stretch. It's not Derek Jeter-like, but what is it going to do? It's going to lower his career average by a few points. So, other than that, though, the Yankees are playing well, and if they can just keep riding the hot hand and keep getting these good outings from Whitley and Phelps and Tanaka and Kuroda, of course, they can win. They can. The bullpen's been strong most of the year. David Robertson's done well as closer, so I have no complaints, and I've been rambling on for quite a while. This basically is another episode of Brian's Bomber Banter, although I don't really want to consider it that because it's not structured, and I don't have the right, I don't have the intro, I don't have all the pomp and circumstance that makes my show, because I've been around for so long. I made 2 great episodes of the show, and I've really slacked off since, but this summer, I'm hoping it'll return somehow. Maybe it'll just be like this. Maybe I do just get on camera, talk about the Yankees, and call it Brian's Bomber Banter. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about my thoughts. And This summer is going to be great for Baseball Essential. I'm going to be covering games, hopefully, for Hudson Valley Renegades, which is the Rays minor league affiliate, maybe the Staten Island Yankees. I will be in Cooperstown for the Hall of Fame weekend when they induct Joe Torre, Tony La Russa, Bobby Cox, Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, and Frank Thomas. So that'll be a very, very special event. I am a member of the Hall of Fame in that I get some sort of VIP access to something. So I don't know if I will be able to get interviews with some Hall of Famers. I don't know. I would love to, and certainly that would go straight up on Baseball Essential. But I will make videos. I will record the speeches, and it's going to be a great event, and I will be covering that for you guys. I will make it feel like you're there with me, and I really wish all of you could. But obviously, for my set, I'm staying in a hotel an hour away from Cooperstown in Rome, New York. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with that hotel, but obviously has nothing to do with the great memories that I'm going to have in Cooperstown. Will be my second visit, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this summer and just getting Baseball Essential really out there, and getting our brand out there, getting our name out there, bringing on the big names, talking to the big guys in the industry, and who knows how big this can grow. It's been amazing. In the first 4 months of our website, we're already at 50,000 page views. That's just unbelievable. We're giving our website a total overhaul. It's going to look great. It's going to look so slick and so nice. And the YouTube content is going to start ramping up. You've seen Jack McNeil make some videos of late and that have been very good. And Gershon Rabinowitz has interviewed a few great guys for the, while being at Staten Island for the Yankees. Recently interviewed Dylan Bundy. Nick Hamlin interviewed Gabe Kapler. So we're really getting out there, and I want all of you to be a part of it. Follow us on Twitter at @BB_essential. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube right now. If you haven't, just click the button. Easy as that. And just stay tuned and read our content at baseballessential.com, and just keep following us, because when we do, if we haven't already, when we do get up there and get with the big names and really be known, we want you all there on the ride with us. So thanks so much, guys, for all your support so far. Thanks for watching. If you're still watching after all this time, either you're a dedicated fan of the Yankees or myself, or you simply left the room to get a snack or something and the video just kept playing and then you got preoccupied, maybe turn on the Xbox or something, whatever. The thing that matters to me the most is the views. No, it matters is the feedback, and I really do appreciate every single one of you guys' comments and ratings, and it's just great to see interaction like this through social media. As a 16-year-old, I'm right in the middle of this generation of social media, and as it takes over really the world. But I've made a lot of great connections on here, and it's the whole reason why this exists. Jack McNeil is from around St. Louis. Gershon lives in Brooklyn. I live outside of the city. Nick lives in Massachusetts. So we've all really come together, and all of our writers live all across the country, and we're all together because of social media and because of the ability to connect, and that's what this is all about, and it's just amazing. So okay, I'm done rambling. Thanks so much, guys, for watching, and once again, hope you guys all had a good time watching my video. I will be back with tons of more content this summer, as I said. So thanks for watching once again, and #Let's Talk.